respect it.
It's so well said. But there is one thing I do have to pull you up on. When you say if you're good at something, what was it? You said if you're good at something, you want to keep doing it. But I can tell you, I am terrible at golf, but I absolutely love it, and I don't know why. But I am absolutely awful at it, but I keep wanting to play. So I mean, I think you can be crap at something and still really enjoy doing it. That's my point.
I've said before that if you're trading and you're not good at something, just stop. The only way you should pursue something that you're not good at is if the reward for doing it is something so great. Mm-hmm. And if you have a goal of being a great golfer, like I'm a little smaller version of you, Sam. I'm, a little barrel chested. I have no dexterity. I'm not very flexible. I live on a golf course. I've never picked up a golf club in my life. I know I'm going to suck at it, and I don't want to, go down that hole of missing all the other things going on in my life and the world to try to get good at that. So, but it being a goal, yeah, it's a challenge, but don't spend time on trying to get good at something where the reward isn't going to be worth the time.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing to clarify. And it's worth adding that I was the same in that I was like, I won't enjoy it. I mean, obviously this isn't a golf podcast, even though I am doing my best to take it in that direction. But actually, the reward, you talk about the reward, actually the reward has been a better social life. So there almost is like a reward for me in that obviously we have quite an isolated job. Actually, it gets me, you burn more calories playing a round of golf than you do a basketball game, for example. So I just
tell you that bullshit.
I don't know, but I'm going to take it and believe it. No, that's such a great answer. And there's a really overwhelming theme emerging from a lot of our guests, but and I'm particularly obviously I've met you in person also, I know this, but there's just an overwhelming theme that you just bloody love life and love what you do, which I think is so amazing. I don't think there are that many careers or people 20, 30 years into a career who, would have such a, smile as big as what you have.
I like solving the puzzle. It's a challenge every day. And I always want to be moving the ball forward. And it's, I wake up every day and a little hungover, but I can't wait to jump out of bed and get to work and get to my desk. And I set my alarm for 5:30. I'll get to the office. I work in an office. It's 6:15. But if the market's telling me to be there at 4 or 5 because it's it's crazy season, I'll get up and do it. If not, I'll just be in my regular routine. But I love it. It's great. I actually feel like, some days when I get out of bed, it's like, hungover and I need to clear my mind. When I go into work and I start looking at everything and the charts and graphs and numbers and readings and going through research and all that stuff, it gets it clears me up. And, the other interesting thing is when you have nothing to do, you think about your problems all the time, right? And also when you have bad things happen to you, if you're not doing anything, you dwell on them. So, once a year I get in a fight with my wife, or, I get in an argument with one of my kids or something. When I go to my office and I sit in front of my computer, it allows me to zone out of what's bothering me, focus on my trading day. Now, if I'm very upset, I won't trade. I don't know, maybe that happens once a year or once every 2 years, but if you're in an emotional state, don't trade. But getting back to it, when I sit in front of my computer, time goes by. And when time goes by, time solves all problems. What seemed to be a big deal 5 hours ago really isn't a big deal now. You go home, you apologize, even if you're not wrong. because
that's marriage.
yeah. Well, saying you're wrong, saying sorry is kind of like saying you're wrong in the stock market. If you never say you're sorry, I bet you're probably not a very good trader.
That's very true. That's very true. And something I just want to unpick though is like, have you ever felt like any sort of burnout or any need to? I know you said you take the odd day off if it's really bad, but like those vacations you perhaps enjoyed more since turning 40, is that because you do enjoy a little bit more downtime when you get a chance, or is it always just I just want to trade every single day?
No, so like guys come on the show, and like I was watching Russell last week, and Russell's going on vacation with his wife, and he's got his laptop, and Russell's probably got plenty more dough than me, or Phil's been on your show, and Phil has his laptops all the time. He seems to know how to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. He's not working all the time, even though he's got the laptops. I don't take a laptop when I trade it. When I'm in the hotel at nighttime, I'll scroll through my Twitter and look at my CNBC app and check some things just to stay in tune with what the market's doing. But I look forward to my vacations. I just was in Tampa last weekend for a Kenny Chesney concert, and I was in Chicago this past weekend visiting uncles and aunts and doing that. And I don't even. And some big stuff happened in the market, but I don't care. I have a skill. I'll just go back to work and make some money. So
So you every night you're a fresh, clean slate on your portfolio, or would you hold things ever like through a night or a week if you're in that mean reversion and that thing just keeps on going and gives you no reason to give it up so soon?
Flat every night.
Things reverting. Why did mean reversion appeal to you?
So I walked in this office 20 years ago, and they had these scanners. And these scanners, like everybody should have a scanner with a 5-minute with a stocks that are up or down 5% on the day. Like if you're trading like Colgate and Pepsi and Verizon, and you're trying to keep your risk really tight, good luck making money. It ain't going to happen in trading. You have to trade where the activity is. So whatever, 10 years ago, the hottest stock to trade was Kmart. And when I got in the business, we were trading copper stocks, fertilizer stocks, oil stocks, like Potash and Mosaic and Phelps Dodge, and all these names were like the hottest things. And then Eddie Lampert took over Sears, which became Kmart, and then that was a wild trading stock for a while. You got to trade like where the activity is. Chris, what was your question again? I forgot.
It was basically mean reversion strategies versus trending strategies. Why mean reversion for you?
Right. So they had these scanners, and these scanners, there's like a 5-minute box that shows just things that are up or down
executed
5% of the day. And every time they tick up or tick down, they print again, just like any other scanner. And then there was this box, like the crazy box. I call it the quick strike box. And when something really starts to go parabolic or really dive down, it shows up in this scanner. So I would watch the scanner and watch the stocks that enter this box. And if you learn how to trade with Bollinger Bands, and you learn how to trade with RSI on the 5-minute, and you learn how to trade with moving averages, you'll see when that elastic band gets really, really, really extended, there's a very high likelihood that the emotion's going to come out of that trade, and it's going to mean revert in time or price. So these scanners were there. It wasn't like I chose to do it. I was looking at these scanners, and I'm seeing this pattern happen over and over again with a very high probability of success. You can't create those opportunities. You can't come in and force it to happen. You have to wait for the market to do it. And sometimes it happens a lot, and you're very active, and sometimes it happens a little and you're not very active. But that mean reversion came because I just saw this pattern. Like, these were the tools that they gave me to work with in this office, and I was like, okay, let me figure out how to use these tools. Like, if I was fresh in the business today, I'm not sure that that's the path that I would pursue. But I did it for a while and got good at it. Did I master it? I don't think you ever really master anything, but I became, very good at it. So let's call it dumb luck. If I would have just, went to a place where you and Judah are, and you guys were teaching me how to trade breakouts, or I signed up for Mark Minervini's service, I'd be trading breakouts. So it's just kind of where I started, and that's how it happened.
No, it's wild, because I bet you a lot of traders have that similar experience where just the tools or whatever you had at hand when you started trading, that influences, the next 10, 20, 30 years of your trading style in your life. It's just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
If you come into trading and you're new and you decide to join Investors Underground, there's a good chance that you might be a small cap short seller, because there's a lot of focus on that. Where if you go into a room like the Inner Circle, they're trading large caps all day long, and you'd be trading large caps. It's just like where you start and where what you're comfortable doing.
Yeah,
that's important though, because equally you need, like you touched on, IU or wherever, but you also need to find somewhere that resonates with your style, or it's probably going to be quite tough, I would say. If you're not, like, for example, I initially, when I started, I started like buying breakouts, and I quickly just absolutely hated it, and then just couldn't. It just didn't resonate with me at all.
Was it because the win rate wasn't high enough for you?
And I still talk about that now. Like, I don't. It's actually really infrequent that I do go long, just because it's a much lower win rate, and I also sabotage myself quite greatly by selling too soon. And then obviously, if you've got a low win rate, selling too soon, actually that's quite difficult then to be profitable. But then if I've got high conviction in, and I'm like really patient with and can hold it all day, actually that's what I'm gonna stick with.
Yeah, on breakouts, your win rate might be 30 or 40%, and you have your profit targets. But Christian Kwalamagi seemed to have had a pretty good time trading.
Trading breakouts. Because most of and like these, it's such a great example. Like, I think like Havana, for example, we were just talking about it, like 120 in after hours tonight. Like, there's so much range and opportunity in, like, say something like swing trading, which I do zero of. And it sounds like you don't particularly do a lot either. There's still like a lot of money in there, but it just hasn't quite clicked with me.
Right. So you narrow your focus and you decide, am I going to be a small cap short seller? Am I going to be a swing trader? Am I going to be a trend trader? You have to narrow your focus, and if you try to do all three, you're going to be the jack of all trades and master of none. Yeah. You just want to become an expert in one, and then kind of like when you become an expert on one, you can gravitate and do other things, because now you understand what it takes to trade something successfully. But you got to find your niche.
Yeah, absolutely. And you touched on IU there. I know you touched on a few communities, but I know you've been in IU for a long time now. So, and you touched on like the community when you first started. So, how important is like community to you?
The friends I've made in IU have been great, but they've been more so through going to Traders for a Cause. I would not have gone to Traders for a Cause if I wasn't in IU. And I didn't know Nate, and when I was a very successful trader before I joined IU, but as chat rooms kind of became popular and so forth, like when I got into business, there was like no chat rooms. There was Michael Shadkin had a chat room and a couple other people, but they weren't nearly as abundant as they are today. Because it's a very profitable business when done right, but it's a lot of responsibility and a lot of stress, and to do it with a good heart and not just generate a lot of revenues takes a lot of time, especially if you care about your members and you don't treat them like sheep. IU is the relationships that I've made through IU and Traders for a Cause are great because face it, there's not a lot of people that do what we do, right? I mean, there are, but it's not like, meeting another school teacher. How many times do you meet a professional day trader who sits in front of a computer all day long? So it's nice to meet like-minded people, and you go out there and you meet 100 people, and there's 10 of them that you might stay in contact with. There's 50 of them that are you're not too fond of for whatever reason. In trading, I have respect for certain traders. Those aren't necessarily the people I want to go have a beer with and have a good time, but I have so much.
Stevie nearly bailed on you two again, stressing out about his spending. But then, he discovered TSB's Spend and Save current account, earning him £5 a month for the first 6 months. Ooh, hiya!
A bank account that helps you save money as you spend it. Search Spend and Save.
Range Rover, Jaguar and Land Rover owners, listen up, you could be owed thousands. Have you heard the good news about the new DPF group claim? Now wait, this isn't a diesel emissions claim.
NVAX. 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 NVAX.
You serious about being a millionaire in the next year or two?
Executed.
If you are, my guess is you're currently hitting no entry signs all over the place that says, this person, you cannot go this way. Why? Because you don't know how to be wealthy. Cash versus shares versus property.
Executed.
NVAX. 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 NVAX.
MGNX. SRTS. AEHL. Wouldn't it be nice to have a flexible platform optimized for serious traders? Open an account with a trusted
Rejected.
SRTS. SRTS.